Good morning. It's actually not morning anymore. I did just slam the water bottle down. Why did I slam the water bottle down? Because my emotional support jug has been MIA for a week, so I'm stuck with plastic water bottles. That is besides the point. We are 1 week closer to LSU football. Welcome to Valley Vision. I'm Abby Alonzo. Joe Mitchell behind the camera. I called him Joe Money last week. I'm not going to do that again because it was embarrassing for both of us. Right?
It wasn't as embarrassing for me. I just said that's not how we're going to roll.
It was probably worse for me. I was embarrassed. So I'm not going to do that again, but we're going to get right into this. LSU football had a scrimmage on Saturday. I was not there, but we paid attention to it via Twitter, right, Joe?
Twitter, yeah, forums, everything.
He did a deep dive on what happened on Saturday. The scrimmage was only 43 plays, so it was actually supposed to be between 60 and 70 plays. It was only 43. Got to see a couple guys stand out. Got to see where some work might be needed before that FSU game. And then, of course, you had an injury or two that could be a little bit questionable. We'll get there. And we're going to talk about baseball, too, because when have we not talked about baseball? Powerhouse continues. Paul Skenes, Dylan Cruz, names you've heard so many times before. They're not going anywhere. In fact, they're probably going to get bigger. And then we'll finish off with some fun Tiger tea. Before we get started, though, make sure you hit that sub button. We're trying to grow. We're trying to make sure that we can be at these games to give you footage from the sidelines and all kinds of in-depth coverage, on-site coverage, but we got to grow first. Hit the sub button, promote the show, help us out. Let us give you the best content we can give you, but we need your help to do it.
And you may or may not be featured in a tailgate vlog.
Maybe. That might be coming soon. All right, so 43 plays. Not all of your starters played too many snaps, a lot like preseason, right? You don't want to get people injured. You kind of want to see what your depth looks like, where everybody stands in full pads and ones-on-ones and all that kind of stuff. Your first team offensive line looked like this. So you had Will Campbell at left tackle, Garrett Dellinger at left guard, Charles Turner at center, Emory Jones at right guard, and Zalance Hurd. Did I say his first name right?
Yeah, I think he just goes by Lance, but yeah.
Lance Hurd at right tackle, who was later replaced by Miles Frazier, but it was, I don't want to say shocking, but I think people expected to see Frazier first. But, I mean, hey, give Hurd the chance to make his case. He did pretty well. And then your first team secondary, and again, the secondary has been a question on who's going to start where, and Denver Harris, he was back, by the way. He was back. He was running with the threes, but he was back. Who's going to play where? Zy Alexander stood out. He was impressive. He made a case for himself to take that CB1 spot. Sage Ryan did well. He's who I was talking about injury-wise. He, tweaked his arm on a tackle. He tackled Mason Taylor, hurt his arm, went to the locker room, and we're still unaware of the severity of the injury, what actually is injured, what happened. So something to keep an eye on. Note it, Sage Ryan, possible arm injury moving forward.
Yeah, I think there was confusion about whether it was his shoulder or his collarbone.
Yeah.
So hoping he just tweaked his shoulder, collarbone would be a little more serious.
Yes. Again, there's still kind of some cloudy gray area around that. We are not quite sure what happened, but the information will come out soon enough. Brian Kelly's going to have a presser. He'll let us know. When we know, you guys will know. I did mention Denver Harris. So going back to the first team secondary, Andre Sam, Major Burns, Deuce Chestnut, mostly worked with the ones, and Greg Brooks. But Denver Harris back after missing 7 days for that whatever was happening off the field, personal issues, had to kind of fix that. He's back, but is he running with the threes because he missed 7 days of camp, or is he running with the threes because he's not a one?
Yeah, so, I think obviously missing some camp has a little bit to do with that. But I think we got to give flowers to the guys at the front. I mean, Zy Alexander, Deuce Chestnut, even Sage Ryan being moved down. Like, to me, everybody's saying the secondary is such a question mark. But if you can take a solid safety like Sage Ryan and move him down to corner, I think that more so speaks to I think that more so speaks to the confidence you have at the safety position. You can take a guy that's done well for you there and move him to a different position. Well, that means you have depth there.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of depth, I think you brought it up before the show. Javian is ahead of Denver on the depth chart.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not entirely surprised by that. Javian's a baller. He's a real physical guy. He comes in because of his speed, his profile, all that kind of stuff, and obviously we expect a big season out of him. But to be above a guy who was a 5-star a year ago and came in as one of the best player out of the transfer portal, that is very impressive to me. And not even like we're talking about Javian, but not even Ashton Stamps, who's also a freshman ahead of Denver on in the depth chart. So I think we have some serious talent at that group.
For sure. I think there's some other talent on the offense that we saw tweets about. Kaleb Jackson was impressive. He had nearly a 20-yard touchdown run near the beginning of the scrimmage. Granted, there were a few missed tackles, and does that mean he's really shifty? He's a speedster for sure, but does that mean he's really shifty, or was the defense struggling a little bit? However, he followed up finishing with a 71-yard touchdown from Garrett Nussmeier. He stood out for sure. Probably gonna have and again, he's lower on the depth chart, I believe, but after Saturday's performance, things could absolutely change. He may get more carries, more touches than we've expected before. I think they have another scrimmage.
Yeah, I would imagine. I'm not entirely sure about that.
I can look that up.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be 60 to 70 plays. It wasn't. It was nearly cut in half, or about 2/3 of the way. They just ended it at 43 plays. So are they going to have another one? Are they just going to keep rolling through camp and avoiding real scrimmage play? Joe is looking it up right now. But while he does that, we're going to move on to baseball. I keep talking about it. Paul Skenes, Dylan Cruz, icons, legends, built different. Why am I saying this today? Well, because about an hour ago, the Pirates decided to move Skenes up to AA. And yesterday, the Nationals decided to move Cruz up to AA. So Skenes' current stats in the minors: 3 games played, 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, a .25 whip, and an ERA of 0.0. Makes sense why he's moving up to AA. Cruz right around the same kind of impressive stats. In 14 games in Fredericksburg, he's leaving there with a .355 batting average, a .423 on-base percentage, and a .645 slugging percentage. You can't fight the numbers on this. Obviously, the organizations know what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys got called up to the show, and I got to be careful here.
Yeah.
Soon. I'm not going to put a time frame on it just because I don't want somebody to go back and be like, you said no. But the numbers are impressive. You've seen these guys work at LSU. You're seeing them translate that same success to the minors. And for those people arguing, well, they're not seeing great competition in low A and what? No, yeah, they are. They are, and they're putting up the numbers. You're going to see it again in AA. They're built different. They're the real deal.
Well, let's look at it, because if they're both in AA now, that means it's August right now. So they have over a month to get up to that AAA, because it's typically going into the postseason. Obviously, a little bit different with Skenes and the Pirates, but going into the postseason, pretty much everyone in AAA gets pulled up in the back half of September. So,
hey, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go up pretty soon. Love to see it. You know what else I love to see? Guys who are slept on or go through the injury deal and just have a really tough road to success or tough college baseball career get to wear the number 8. Hayden Travinski was given that honor yesterday, and for those of you who don't know, the number 8 is tradition, similar to how LSU football has 18 and 7. They give that number to a leader on the team who really embodies what it means to be an LSU baseball player, just all-around leader on the team. Hayden Travinski has gotten that honor. That honor was actually started with Mikey Matuk, who has mic'd up here at Culture Media. He's got his own show. And it was worn by Gavin Dugas last year. You've seen guys like Alex Bregman, Cole Freeman, Daniel Cabrera. I mean, Antoine Duplantis, Matthew Beck. All of these guys have worn the number 8. And if you know them, they're respectable guys on and off the field. Hayden Travinski fits the bill. So big honor for him. He was a huge part in the Tigers' success in the road to Omaha last year. He was a little bit banged up during the postseason, but he had some clutch key moments to help the team get to that championship game, to help secure that title. But he's had a tough time throughout his time in college, just between injuries and you know, his breakout year was last year. He struggled a little bit before that. So to see this honor be given to somebody like that, and you hope, he was undrafted this year, but you hope that he can, again, play a key part in this team and be able to lead them back to Omaha, and then his professional career takes off. Love to see him in the number 8, and I'm excited to see what he does for the Tigers this season. And we'll round off LSU baseball news with Jay Johnson's presser. He went into a lot of detail about a lot of guys on the team, but he also introduced new pitching coach Nate Yeskie, who was at A&M before, and just a little highlight from that presser. Yeskie, of course, gave his introductory comments, and you know what they do at press conferences, super formal, say what you got to say to the media. But he said that LSU is the beacon of college baseball. Back on top, baby. It's been a powerhouse this season. It kind of fell off before then, but LSU baseball is the peak of college baseball. It is the beacon of college baseball. It is nice to have a pitching coach come on board from A&M. Knowing that, I think we're in a good spot for this next season. We always round out our shows with Tiger Tea, and of course we have some for you today. Ryan Clark and Marcus Spears are the newest members of Monday Night Countdown. So ESPN went on a spree and got rid of a lot of people, but not the two LSU guys who have really become some of the biggest faces on ESPN. So to see those two guys who are legends here in Baton Rouge and at LSU take on an even bigger role at ESPN just makes you proud to be a Tiger, I think. And as somebody who covers LSU sports, it's just something really cool to see happening off the field. This isn't, you know, an athletic achievement, but it's a professional career achievement from guys who mean a lot to LSU as an organization. So really cool to see. Two other guys, and this is funny. We talked about the commercial that was being filmed. We knew Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson were going to be in a commercial together. And we talked about it last week. We were super excited to see what it was going to be. NFL teased it on Twitter, and you're thinking, okay, this has to be cool. Like, you got the duo back. I was sitting at Rockin' Saki on Friday with Anthony, and the commercial came on TV, and it was, in fact, for Sleep Number, the mattress company.
Yeah.
And I remember texting Joe. I'm like, hey, the commercial came out. And I guess he was excited because he thought it was going to be something really cool, and it was a damn commercial for Sleep Number, which, hey, I'm not knocking Sleep Number. I'm sure it's great for your back, great mattresses. But what did you say? You wanted it to be like a Madden promo or something?
That's kind of what I figured it would be, but I had no clue. My money was not riding on Sleep Number.
No, right? I think a lot of people got their hopes up. I don't know what they were doing, but I was hoping it was going to be like something sick.
Yeah.
I guess Sleep Number is sick.
Yeah, look. Hey,
health. I don't know.
You got to sleep.
Look, we don't have any women's basketball news, but we do have a wonderful interview with Kateri Poole and Anthony Renato on the Up and In Show coming out tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. That's about all we have for you on this edition of Valley Vision, but you can come back on Thursday for some more Tiger Tea, some more sports news. And I promise I won't look like Stevie Nicks on Thursday. I don't know what the whole 70s vibes was today. Yeah, I guess y'all didn't get the memo. I needed tie-dye shirts today. I got the braids, the Be Kind t-shirt, the natural curly hair. Y'all just, no, we're not rocking. It won't happen on Thursday. I'll get back into, fall into suit on Thursday. We appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see y'all soon.